Hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. You weren't supposed to see me. You were not supposed to see me, but it looks like you might be stuck with me for a bit because the other presenter supposed to be doing this game is having a couple of technical issues. So I'm going to jump on here for now. We might swap over later. So yeah, so let me just sort of settle in because I wasn't supposed to be doing this one. So I'm a little bit under-prepared at the moment. So I just need to get my scoreboard up, which is all working. Need to find my team sheet so I know exactly who I'm looking at. It should be an interesting game here, Argentina versus Australia. Australia playing in their indigenous jersey, so playing in green today. So our scoreboard is actually pretty wrong color-wise, but we're gonna have to roll with the punches here. We're gonna have to roll the punches. But yeah, let me know what your score predictions are. We're gonna get a bit of poll in the comments, stuff like that, so you can see what you reckon. We've got our so we've got a poll running there. You've got 47 people have voted, all backing Australia to do the business today against Argentina. But yeah, how are we feeling? And I think, yeah, I'm just, if Argentina just go beat Australia, it would just, as Iskogeva says, that'll cheer me up. That'll make my weekend a lot better. If Argentina just go and do the business today, I'll be a happy man, a very happy man. It's a very easy, except for Parliamentary, he can fuck off. But apologies, it's been a bit of a long day already. But yeah. What a day! Hopefully we'll have some good rugby here. We saw a cracker of a first game, so it can only go better now. Well, I mean, it's a big act to follow, you know. So John looks going Aussies by 20. Let me know what your score predictions are. Sorry, I'm a little bit distracted because I am just trying to sort of settle in. I said it wasn't supposed to be on this game, so just sort of taking a while to get up to speed. I'll hopefully be able to hand this off to the other presenter. A little bit later, but until then, you're stuck with me. I'll obviously be back for Leinster versus Bulls later and Sharks versus Munster, which was originally scheduled to do. But I'm going to take you into this game as long as I can. I'm supposed to be don't die. Supposed to be going out a bit later and stuff like that, but we'll see what we can do. Shall we? Where are we? So Jean-Luc said, I don't get the Springboks game plan. Well, it is actually easy. They kick from 9, and they kick from 10, and they kick from 15. You know what the problem is? The kicking from 9 was fine. It's just that flipping follow-up kick which pisses me off. Why do it? You know, you've kicked, you've regained possession, you found yourself 10 meters. Their defensive line's a little bit shaken up. Now run it. Now run. That's when we need to run, and we just don't do it. So that's the frustrating part. So hopefully we'll learn from it. I just want to see changes. I want to see alternate Yankees play at 10. What's the point of having the scrum if you're not going to back it at the end of the day? Keepers, I don't know what's stuck in my throat, but it's not having a good time yet. So yeah. Australia anthem going. Could my chair stop collapsing? Could you just not? Flipping buckling like Pollard under pressure. He says Argentina should play a similar game to the Box Pumas by 2. Argentina 22, Australia 20. So also backing the Argentina by 2 shout. TK Rex, Argentina 36, Australia 29. A lot of people going for Argentina, despite the fact that Australia have just beaten Box back to back. But sometimes that can be a bit of a. Sometimes you sort of, you unload, and it's difficult to sort of keep that standard moving forward. Not a lot of changes in the styles between both sides, and I thought Argentina looked a lot better last weekend. So I'm keen to see how they respond today. I think Argentina, let's be honest, Argentina and France are probably like the sort of standard second teams to go to. Very passionate teams, play quite nice rugby, very likable characters. Julian Montoya is a very likable guy. Paulo Matera is a prat. But, genuinely, I quite like the Argentines. Please smash a like on the video, by the way, and subscribe to the channel as well. We blew past 7,700 subscribers, so we're now 260 away from 8,000. I mean, is it wishful thinking to think we might actually hit that before the end of the month, which is pretty ludicrous? Match is about to get underway. Craig Cooper's got. No, it's not Craig Cooper. It is Reese. Is it Reese Hodge? He's got ball in hand here. Right. Nick White gets us underway. They're kicking deep to. Early touch of the ball there. There's a deep kick there. I think it was Carreras underneath that. Cooper returning the favor. So a bit of a ping pong kicking battle at the moment. That's going to set up here nicely for Reese Hodge. Reese Hodge will probably look for touch. I think he's got quite a nice. No, he decides to not. He kicks it down the middle of the park. So a bit of a kicking start at the moment. And another kick there for Argentina. So a bit of some ping pong here. Right, Kellaway, what's he going to do? Now he'll look for touch. And finds touch on about just in front of the halfway. So an early set piece here for Argentina. They have a line out inside Australia half after about 4 kicks apiece. Kevin says Australia by 40, unfortunately. Aiden says I want Argentina to win just so the Aussies don't overtake us. Good point. Dion says I just hope that the one Puma player returns. Says don't be a push 5 this week. Yo, Montoya, what a G. Also, hi Steve. Good evening, Aiden. Hope you're well. Hope everyone is. You know what? As we go into going for a bit of a it's a nice line run there from Lucio Cinti. Nice go forward ball here from Argentina. Solid carry there from Jean Marta Gonzalez. Now going out wide, running through the hands. Carreras to Chukabares. Ooh, nice hands there from Montera. And staying inside. It's a very nice run there by Boffelli. Gap to the 22. It's a nice run by Argentina. Big carry here from the big lock, Alamano. Advantage now as well. Marcus Kremer carrying it up. Now, what's Carreras going to do? Keeps the ball himself. They've got a penalty advantage here. And they'll go back for the penalty. That's a very nice start from Argentina. Nice attacking rugby. Going out the outside, running the hands. Nice continuity. They win the penalty. Berthaneau's off there. And I'm sure they'll kick to the corner and go for another line. That's a very nice start from the game. More kicking. Yeah, no. I mean, we've had enough now. But, yeah. Anyway. Australia backline on fire. Isn't Carl doing this game? So hopefully Carl will be taking over for me later. He is struggling with a bit of internet issues. And as soon as he's up and running, then he'll take over. So I'll be with you guys until then. And then we've got Dylan who will be taking over for the Stormers versus the Benetton game, which should be quite an interesting game later. They're going to go for the points here. Boffelli's got the ball in hand. Look, I think at the end of the day, it's very frustrating that we lost this morning, but it was a good game. It was a good game. And I think that we rose to the occasion in many ways. And I think a big credit to our forwards who really stood up today. Backline, Pollard and Villilu, we've got a lot to answer for, but I'm not going to let that ruin my weekend. Genuinely, it was a fantastic game. Very disappointed. We move on. We're going to watch Argentina beat Australia now. We're then going to watch Leinster versus Bulls, Munster versus Sharks, Benetton versus Stormers. There's too much rugby to be upset. And the line's on top of the URC log. So, and Boffelli has hooked that. Emmanuel, really, it's like watching Pollard all over again. Well, there we go. Emiliano Pollard has missed off to the left. It's a bit of a strange. I don't know why they didn't go for the corner there. I know it's test match rugby, but they had some nice momentum. At the end of the day, what the flipping Argentina have to lose? Go for the try. Start scoring some points. Do it. Back yourselves. Right, deep restart there from Australia. And Argentina turn the favour. That's a very contestable up and under there. Oh, it's a good chase. It's falling back the side of the Argentinians. They've got a knock-on advantage. I think it's knocked backwards is the case. Berthaneau goes to Lavanini. First carry for the big lock. Nice continuity here. Berthaneau going to Carreras. He's going around the back to Chukabares. He's a little bit isolated, but support does arrive. Quick ball. Marcus Kremer puts his head down. This is the Argentina we know. This is the Argentina we know and love. Oh, that's a terrible pass there from Gonzalez. Now it's loose. Ikatao's trying to jump on it. It's eventually dived on upon. Australia won the ball back. Nick White goes wide. Karevi knows the line. Carreras by himself. He's looking for a man. That's a big tackle from Carreras. Nick White, a quick ball. Out to James Slipper. Craig Cooper goes to Reese Hodge. The stream buffers. Who knows? Oh, they're through. Reese Hodge is over. Oh, well. That's an end-to-end stuff there. It's a really good try there from Australia. First points on the board. Reese Hodge is the man. Back in the starting up. Back on the scoreboard. It was a fantastic attack from Argentina. And then it was Pablo, I think not Matera. It was Gonzalez there with a loose pass. And they burst on it very quickly. Karevi with a very, very strong run. Was well supported. Nick White, quick ball. A nice tackle there by Carreras. And then quick ball out to Craig Cooper. Craig Cooper went to Reese Hodge. Hodge just, Chugabara calmly missing that tackle and then steps inside of Malia. But it's all down to, you see, one missed tackle and you score a try, hey? Chugabara here has to make this tackle. Boom. Just boom. And just, no, sorry, it's not Chugabara. I take it all back. It's Lucio Cinti that misses out the tackle and Reese Hodge just strolls over. So a bit weak there. But that's a nice start to the game. Nice tempo. Very watchable. Esquiva says, early days. Cooks is going to take some time to get over kicking a box kick in your post 22. But we move on, I guess. Yikes, missed a penalty and allowed a try. Kevin says, I agree. We put box game behind us. Look forward next week game. I'm sure you'll change next week. Yeah, it's just there's no point being upset about it for the rest of the weekend. Don't let your weekend get ruined by sport. I'm trying to sort of adopt that mentality because as a Lion supporter, it becomes far too easy, and then you're just gonna have every weekend ruined. But who would have thought that the Lions would be keeping me in a good mood and the Box be trying to ruin it? So, Craig Cooper, first kick of the day. Could the stream sort itself out? Listen, I don't have time for you. I'm going to need you to do better. Craig Cooper, statutory kick. Straight down the middle there. 7 points on the board for the Australians. 7 points nil down there in Queensland. Well, I'll tell you what, if they keep this tempo, this is going to be a very enjoyable game. Nice start for the Wallabies there. Argentina going nice and deep. It's Corey Betty underneath it. He's wrapped up by Cordero. No, he's not. He gets away from the tackle. He's eventually brought down by Matera. Leota, it's a solid carry from him into the side ahead of Lachlan Swinton, who needs to go and learn how to tackle. Now Nick White looking for the box kick. Looking for distance there. Doesn't find. Oh, my. That is a horrible mistake from Malia. He's just spilled it completely forward. That is a horrible, horrible mistake. So Australia will have a scrum. Yeah, you can't be making errors like that. It's just gone straight through the breadbasket. He didn't find touch to Nick White, and Malia has just spilled that forward under no pressure whatsoever. Very, very poor that. Very poor. Inexcusable, really. Reset scrum here. Right, so another reset scrum here on the halfway line. Almost 9 minutes played so far. And another reset scrum. I love a reset scrum. I flipping hate this shit. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. So another reset scrum. We spent a good 2 minutes with the scrum. It's not been fun. Come on, give me a scrum here. Let's get some go forward ball here. It's gone straight down from Argentina style. It is a penalty for Australia after 3 reset scrums. They did have the dominance, so not a surprising call there. On his knee was the call. James says Paul is only human, but he's performing this not up. He needs to come back later into the team. Yeah, I think you need to ride the pine for a little bit. I mean, nobody's questioning the caliber, but the form is not there. When the form is not there, you got to make big decisions. So I think you drop him out of that team very quickly. Right. So the poll said 61% of people said back to Australia to win. Well, they got it to a good start here. Nice attacking line out. They go to the front of the line out. I think it was Rodder at the front of the line out there. It's a very solid more here. Nick White's trying to get that ball out. He wants to use it. Call comes to use it. White goes to Simon Karevi, who goes to Quay Cooper. Long pass out to Reece Hodge. Reece Hodge does straight. That's a good tackle there. Much better tackle there from Sinti. White inside ball. Fainga just takes it into contact. Into the 22 here, go Australia. Nick White. That's a penalty. Only off your feet in the breakdown there. Well, penalty to Argentina, so they get away with that one. Looked pretty good on the attack there to the Australians, so it's a bit of a warning signs there. So Argentina, that's a very nice kick down the park as well, up to the halfway line. So they get themselves out of danger. How much do you rate Nick White's scrum off from Australia? He's a good player, but it's very difficult for me to actually like him because he's very, very annoying. He's a very typical scrum off. Always in your face, very wordy. He's just a bit of an unsavory character, but he's very good. He's very good. So you can't deny that. But I can't say I like him. That it's one of those things. But he's a good player. He's a good player. Tate McDermott's a very exciting player, as Sinti carries up pretty strongly off the back of the lineup there for Argentina. Nick White. I mean, Bertrand now going to Marcus Kramer. Now a bit of space out wide. Ooh, and Pablo Matero's been smacked over there. Trying to be a bit clever with the offload, and that's a big hit to him. You won't be very happy with that. Such says Nick White is good. Yeah, he is a good player. As I said, I just don't like him. is the unfortunate truth. We will have the Springbok press conference up at some stage today, and we'll also have the press conferences of Argentina and Australia after the game. I'm going to try and get the Ian Foster one as well. It's a bit difficult to do that when I was live with you guys for the player ratings during the show. Penalty advantage. Karevi on the angle. Karevi's burst through. He's got so many support there. And Kellaway, the ball doesn't go to hands. They'll go back for the penalty. That's a really good break off the back of the scrum from Australia. Karevi bursting through. He had 2 or 3 players around him and couldn't quite get the ball to hand. So they'll go back to the... Oh, it's a big fight here. I love it. Box, 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 box. I don't know what's going on here, but it looks entertaining. I don't know why we have to play like the best rugby ever to win, but everyone has to be average. How much shirts do you have? Yeah, I've got 2. I've got 2. There's a special last year at one of the shops, and I got a couple of got 2 Under Armour shirts and Adidas shirt. Yeah, I wish I could say I sponsored. If anyone knows anybody from Under Armour, I'm available, ready for that sponsorship. Kit me out. Kit me out. Right, so a chat here between two captains. Pretty long and drawn out explanation there. Basically, the crux of it is stop being thugs and stop throwing fists and shit like that. But yeah, that's the long and short of it. Okay, so time is back on. That's 17, 14. 14 minutes, Stephen. 14 minutes. In fact, it's 15 minutes now on the dot. How are you going to 100 now? I'm having a flipping mare here. 15:07. Australia break through and lose the ball forward. It's Cooper. Could you stop doing this? Why are you not listening? 15:12. Thank you. Right, knock on there from Australia. It's Taneo Tupou, the fly half in a prop's body that knocks it on. I need to put my timer back on. Right, so 15:49 is where we are at. We'll have a scrum for Argentina inside the 22, so a defensive set piece here. They need to make sure they're quite solid. They conceded a penalty in the last scrum, actually, and then a bit of a couple of fists and stuff afterwards. So Argentina won 87% of their own scrums. So they've got a decent scrum where it operates. And this time going the way of Argentina. So the scrums are pretty even at the moment. At the moment, penalties sort of going the way of the team with the put in now. So Carreras will now be able to kick this nice and deep and get themselves out of trouble. Cooper now. So it's pretty poor from Argentina not to be able to return the possession there. Karevi now in the midfield goes to Quay Cooper. Quay Cooper going to Kellaway. Kellaway straightening. This is good from Australia getting up to the 22 meter. Now moving back. Inside ball to Rodder. Well read there by Argentina. Quay Cooper going to Karevi. Karevi getting the offload back to Cooper who wants to go down the left here. Ballatini. Rodder there. Pick up looking for the offload. Now Nick White going to Quaid. Quaid going himself. He's wrapped up by Montoya. Slow ball here from White. Oh, it's now Tupou down the blind side. Still going as he getting into the 22. Cooper by himself. Oh, he dabs ahead. It's going to lock. It's going to sit up. Oh, it's desperate defense. Pick up and go. And Carreri's been held up over the line, I think. That's very good last ditch defending by Argentina. Really nice little grab it in behind from Quay Cooper. So we're gonna have a look here. I don't think Karevi's got this ball over. I think it's been held up here. Very good chase there. I think it was Kellaway on the back of that grubber in there. And then Karevi picks up and goes, but I think that they've saved the try here. I don't think there's any grounding. Ooh, I think there is grounding, you know. I think that Bertrand has. No, he's got grounding. Oh, this is going to be a try. Try number 2. Try to Australia. They moved 12 points up after 19 minutes. They got down the middle of the pocket to Argentina in the restart, but Restart was aware of the threat, but they did block it out, so it's a penalty to Argentina. That's a very big mistake from Australia. Quite frustrating when you do that. You go and score points, and then you concede a penalty right off the kickoff. Coach Killer. So they're going for the points here. Buffet's got the kicking tee out. He's got the ball on the ground here. He adjust my clock slightly. And can Argentina get their first points on the board? It looks a lot better. Straight down the middle. 3 points to Argentina. They hit back. So basically, it was a 4-pointer try there because they're just basically giving away possession. Well, that's a big mistake from it was Nick White there. Sorry, I'm busy trying to sort out the next watch along as well. They kicked straight a touch of Australia from Nick White, so that's a big mistake, doing a bit of a pollard. And once again, that's all of a sudden allowing Argentina back to the halfway line. So if Argentina can win another penalty here and get another 3-pointer, could be a nice way to sort of shift the momentum and get yourselves back into the game. It's a lot of big Spanish going on in there between Montoya and his props. They need a big scrum here, Argentina. They won a penalty last time they had a scrum, so yeah. Mark usually park across the box big time. This Kiva says smart, get those points. Kevin says end of the year tour. Welsh going to be tough task. They're hurting from World Cup. We could have easy from the form. Well, that's a massive scrum from Australia. Argentina need to be able to use this. They do pick up and go. So they have managed to. They've knocked it forward. Yeah, it's been knocked on from the Argentina. That's a huge scrum from Australia. That's a big sort of throwing the gauntlet down. Desma smacking the table, not happy. Not happy, isn't it, Desma? So it'll be another scrum here. It'll be this time will be an Australian feed, and with the domination that they had, dominance, this could very well be a penalty. So Argentina need a front tapper in the front row, under a bit of pressure from the Australians. They do use it. They go down the left. Ikatar goes to the ground and it pops up quite nicely. Malia going himself. Sorry, I think it's Carreras actually that was back there. Lavanini taking into contact. Bertino back into the pocket. It's a solid kick downfield there, down towards Quade Cooper. Inside ball there to Kellaway. Kellaway spots a bit of space in there. Tries to dab over the top, but is well covered by Carreras. He returns the favour straight back towards Quade Cooper, who's on the right-hand side of the park now. Right, what's he going to do? Little chip down the middle. And it's going to run a bit far. No, Malia picks it up. It's got a nice angle, so this should be able to be found a decent touch finder, and that's not half bad. Get up to the 10 meters. So Australia winning the territory battle there. They'll have a set piece inside Argentina and the set piece, I mean, it goes completely over the top of the line up there. Quaker picks it up. And it's a skew throw, and I think will be the call. So it'll be a turnover ball to Argentina. Just so, I mean, to be fair, if Australia were more clinical, I think they should be well ahead yet. But so the call was that they hit the referee, and he says therefore it'll be an Australia ball. Scrum now on the 10 meter. Manpower 3 times in a row that he cost the soap Australia. Big calls to make from the coaching staff for next week. Kevin says Man United game interesting. They should win it easily. I hope so. I hope so. I don't think it'll be that easy. Aston Villa are a good side, but hopefully we'll be able to get the business done. In fact, we should have actually named our team by now. So let me go check what's happening. Another big scrum here coming from Australia. And a big penalty there from Australia. The front row is having a field day at the moment, looking very, very solid. So if Argentina can't sort out the scrum, it's going to be a long day for them because at the moment Australia are just getting so much advantage from it. They've now got a penalty. It's very kickable, but they're going for the corner. So going for the jugular here, Australia. Reece Hodge finds touch just before the 5 meter line. They want to go for another try and seal the game in the early stages. Well, and they've stolen the line out. So it's just a little bit like that at the moment with Australia. Every single time they've got good go forward ball and a good opportunity, Argentina just managing to force an error. So a big turnover there. Now go to the boot. It doesn't find touch though. It goes down the throat of Kellaway. Goes inside to Corabetti. I don't see much of him. He goes outside to Karevi. Karevi takes it into contact. By the 10 meter line on the left hand side of the park, Nick White will try and work his way towards the right through Matt Phillip. They've won it again yet, Archie, on the breakdown. That's really good work at the breakdown to turn that ball over. Now, can they counter attack? Kelly goes to Carreras. Carreras wants to go himself. Almost getting away from Tupou. Makes the tackle. And the ball pops out. It's been turned over once again to Australia this time. Nick White now goes to the boot. There's nobody at home, so it's a long chase for Bafeli. Good chase from Kellaway, but well sort of handled there by Bafeli, who then gets the pass away to Malia, who eventually finds touch. Not a great touch finder. It's right by 22. So very much under the pressure are Argentina. Australia with another attacking line out. They go to the front of the line out. Now Lavanini, not Valentini, sorry. We'll get a carry there. Nick White going to Matt Phillip. Inside ball to Karevi. The ball pops out. Nick White goes to Quay Cooper. What's Quay going to do? Eventually brings up two Perts. Very nice handling from him. That's a very, very well penalty on the ground from Cinti. It was a big carry there from Tupou. And he got over very quickly. And Ikatar couldn't remove him. And that's a very big penalty. One Argentina are hanging in there. I think that's a very good way of putting it, actually. They are hanging in for the moment, but very much under the cosh. So Argentina's still going to get out of their own half. They've found touch in between the 10 meter and the 50 meter. This is such a Argentina jersey, by the way. Then you get myself one of them, I think. Oh, and then the line goes to the top. So mistakes just creeping in. Michael Hooper, the bench, cleaning up. Solid carry by him, inevitably. Now Quay Cooper running the hands, going to Karevi, going outside to Ikatar. Ikatar's got to play. Recharge goes to Kellaway. Kellaway cuts inside. He's still going. He's eventually brought down by Buffelli, I think it is. And Mateo over there trying to turn it over, but conceding a penalty advantage and a penalty. So it's another penalty against Argentina. Australia, just as soon as Argentina think they're out of danger, they're back under in the 22 under a lot of pressure. They just can't get themselves out at the moment. Still going for the line here, Australia. Still want to get all the sort of maximum value for the penalties that they are winning. And they have managed to win it. Not the best line out. Nick White uses it, goes to Karevi. Karevi will go himself inevitably. Pablo Mateo with a nice big tackle there. Knock-on advantage over. Valentini with a strong carry. Quick ball here for Nick White. He works back towards the right. Goes himself. He's quickly wrapped up. Quay Cooper goes to Kellaway. Kellaway cuts himself again. Penalty advantage there. Nick White goes to Michael Hooper. Hooper goes inside. Back to Nick White. Now Tupou puts his head down. He's wrapped up. Fainga keeping alive. Goes to Valentini. Valentini's got a strong leg drive. It comes up just short. The ball's available for Nick White. And he goes and puts it against the head of most of the post. That should be a try. They're going to have a look. But I think he scored here as Nick White. He saw the gap. He saw the post. And I think he's grounded at the base of it. On-field decision is no try. I don't think he does call this, by the way. No try, no advantage to go back for the penalty. Then go for the three-pointer, yep. Makes sense right in front. So time is back on. Craig Cooper is going to knock this one from right in front and go up to 17-3. Argentina not going away. They never do. They're a side which will continue to fight for the full 80 minutes. Stay slip getting some running repairs in the start as well. Yep, no issues there. 17 points to 3 at the 32-minute mark. Going deep down the middle, Reese Hodge underneath it from Argentina. So a retake here from Australia. It's available for Nick White at the back. He'll go for the box kick here. Going nice and high from Nick White. It's very contestable. And Carreras just decides to take it in. Yeah, I think with the kick chase there, as Carreras, he probably might have been able to keep it inside, but there's no point even trying to do that. He was actually absolutely smoked. Right, so if Argentina want to stay in this game, we need to try and score a try for half time. The game starts at 10-17, the game on. They're once again, the Montoya's throwing has been horrendous today. It's another lineup that's been turned over, and all of a sudden Australia once again on the attack. Craig Cooper going to Karevi chipping ahead, and that's not sure it's the right decision, to be honest. Malia, he kicks it deep down towards Craig Cooper. Craig Cooper going deep again, this time towards Carreras. Carreras kicks it down. He's turned Korobetti, who gets back very nicely. He asks for a couple of runners. He's going to go for an up and under here. No, he puts it pretty deep. And it's Carreras underneath it once again. A bit of a ping-pong battle here. He'll return the favor. It's a bit more of a ooh! Oh, that is very close. That is very close. It's out in the full, unfortunately. He wants to go check the TMO. So I think he was trying to get with a bit of 50-22 there was Carreras. He saw the spacing around and just pushing it too fast. So he's putting it out in the full. So will be Australia put into the line out. It's a bit of a messy line win, but it comes back to Nick White, who goes to Craig Cooper, goes to Karevi. Karevi a bit sort of flat-footed, then runs into a bit of traffic, gets away to Nick White, quickly gets to Craig Cooper. Ikatal, Hodge, Kellaway chip over the top. And Chukabaris just takes it out into touch. So it will be a Argentina line out from the looks of it. So chip over the top from Kellaway. This should be an Australia put in. Yeah, I was about to say, they've checked it now. It is Australia put in. So a very tacky line out here. Finding he needs to find his man. Looks like it's going to be Rodder at the front of the line. It is Rodder. Here comes the rolling maul. Finding and controlling things at the back. It's sort of splintered apart. Argentina have come straight through. That's very good work there from Argentina. They don't have to release it. And they turn it over. That's very nice maul defense. Well, this is the thing with Argentina, you know. They're not playing particularly well. I'm sort of struggling with their set piece, but they're defending the Australian set piece quite well. So they're just staying in it. And just there, decent more defense, turnover ball. They just need to start being able to find sort of points and stuff and be able to sort of convert this pressure into opportunities. Hansi says, teams playing gaining ground. He says, disappointing about Pumas at the moment. I would have expected them to throw caution to the wind. They have nothing to lose, and this is a team that they can beat. Well, they're hanging in around. They need to try and find. They just haven't looked very potent on the attack, which I think is the biggest issue at the moment. They don't look like scoring points, but they're defending reasonably well. Obviously, you can see 2 tries, and one was a bit of a soft one. So still 17 points to 3, with just over 3.5 minutes left on the clock. Argentina way back in the 2. That's a big scrum from Argentina. They've won a short-term penalty. A free kick there. So that'll give them a bit chance to get players behind the ball, take a tap, and just launch it downfield. An Argentina player down there, I think. It's a decent kick there, taking it quickly. So they've said that it's taking a touch apparently. So it's Argentina put it on about the halfway line. So it's a little bit of a late attacking opportunity in this first half. They can get some points here. Better line up there. Mateo goes himself. Inside ball there to Cinti. It's a nice run, almost up to 10 meter. Bertrano now to Marcus Kramer. Big tackle on him from Rodder. And Michael Hooper all over that ball. Bertrano to Carreras. That's a very, very good read there from Corey Betty, who smashes Malia back. Up back to the halfway line of Argentina, have to sort of rebuild through Julian Montoya. Solid carry from him. And the ball spills out, but very good work there from Bertrano. Marcus Kramer, who then loses the ball forward. Right, counter-attack Anya for Karevi. Taking it to ground. We'll be able to cycle it on the halfway line. Nick White goes back to Quay Cooper. Quay Cooper goes across to Reese Hodge. Goes to Ikatau. He then starts pulling a bit of afterburners. Almost gets away from one. Gets up to the 10-meter line. Now Nick White inside. Woo! A bit of a fumble there and a big hit. Now you got to stop that referee. It's a head injury. That's not a particularly good. I mean, it's a massive hit from Liotta. I don't know who's down from Argentina, but I think he's down and out. Liotta just putting his head down, head-on-head collision against the prop. That's Fakungu Gagena. I always wonder this, as this is an attacking, can you sit there going in head first and putting your head in the way like that? No, I mean, can that be legal? I mean, I'm not. It's just such a difficult one because Liotta's then ducked into the tackle and he's chucked his head down. Now, how do you tackle that? How do you stop that? Because if you try to lead with your shoulder, it's shoulder on head and you get a red card. But he's just murdered Gagena in the head and almost knocked him out. So it's very, very dangerous. And I think something needs to be done about carrying the ball into collision like that because I think it's very, very dangerous. I just don't think you can be able to hold a ball like that. Sanchez can't deal anymore, so upset. Ikuva says yellow card, and it won't even be a penalty or anything like that. It's just surely you can't carry a ball into contact like that. It's so dangerous. As Sash said, he just headbutted him. Well, just over a minute to go before half time. It's been an interesting clash. Argentina under the pump for most of it, but defending pretty valiantly, making some very big contributions when it Was a couple of rolling mauls being stopped, a couple of you see he's off for an HIA. That's what I'm saying. It's dangerous. I don't think you can go into contact like that. Something has to be done about it. It's so dangerous. He did literally just get headbutted. Now you can't do anything as the tackler. You surely, as you take it to contact, you can't just stick your head down and go into your contact like that. It's so dangerous. So Gajeno is off. Rodrigo Martinez is on in his stead. It'll just be a scrum to Australia. But I think that's a rule that they need to look at amending because you can't carry a ball like that. It's so dangerous for the tackler. Right, Nick White, solid scrum there from Argentina. First, it's gone down there, but they have used it. It goes to Karevi. Karevi bumps off Carreras. And bumps off Bertrand. He's still going as Karevi. He's eventually brought down. Nick White, Liotta, big tackle on him. The ball spills out. Been picked up by Michael Hooper. Craig Hooper, Reese Hodge. 2-on-1 here, 2-on-1 here. Fainga comes inside and loses the ball forward. The turnover boy for Argentina with 10 seconds left to go. Yeah, saw my clock out. They'll probably just wind us down to half time, to be honest. And that is half time in Queensland. So 70 points to 3. Australia got off to a really good start. Argentina desperately trying to stay in the contest, but just don't seem to be able to do much on the attack. We're going to take a bit of a break. We'll be back for the second half. Looks like it will be me for the entire game. So hopefully we'll see Carl potentially later. We can sort his internet out for the Edinburgh versus Cardiff game. Otherwise, we'll see you next weekend, I'm sure. But I'll be back in a few minutes. Don't go away. Please do smash like on the video and subscribe to the channel. Hans saying, I agree with you. If someone had tackled him while putting his head down, he would have been harder for tackling around the neck. Oh, exactly. So I think that's something I need to review. But I'll see you guys in a bit. Right, hello everybody and welcome back. That's got interesting. What's going on there? Right, let me just sort that out. Dear, Pat, I think I know exactly what the issue is. Get to the lights on. Right, and we should be sorted after that. So we're back for the second half. 17-3. Australia do lead Argentina in this clash, and 40 minutes ahead. Can Argentina stage a bit of a comeback, or will this be a third win in a row for Australia, who have really started to turn things up lately? Playing a lot better are the Australians. But the Argentina, a bit disappointing in terms of not being able to score any points so far, but they've had their moments. They've sort of disrupted Australia when they've been under pressure. They just need to sort of keep doing that. So let me know what your final score predictions are. Can Argentina stage a comeback and get a job done, or is this how it's going to end? What is the chat? What is the chat? How are we feeling about the situation? What are we thinking? All right, let's make sure we get our. What said? How did the Pumas lose to us? Because we are better than them. Brandy time? No, Brandy. Having a chill day, chilled weekend. Time is on, and they chipped it down because Carreras to make a very competitive kick, and Argentina have actually won it off the kickoff. That's a really nice start from Argentina. Bit of innovation there off the kickoff. Bertino. Alamano with a solid carry there as well. Bertino, quick ball to Carreras. Big hit from Sinti, but he gets up towards the 22. Bertino now going to, I think it's for Vugana Gajena's back on the park. Slow ball now for Bertino. He goes to his captain Montoya. He goes to Pablo Matera, almost gets through. Quick ball once again, this time to Carreras. Malia joining the line. Nice tempo here from Argentina early on. Majano, very nice carry from him. Bertino now going to Marcus Kramer, who goes to Carreras. Ball over the top. Inside ball to Sinti. Almost gets away from Kilaway. Eventually makes the tackle. Big hit from Kramer. Bertino now to Lamano. This is a very nice phase play here from the Argentina. Lamini goes to Carreras. Carreras has to go himself. It's a big hit on him from Fainga. So not really making much progress here, Argentina, but retaining possession. Just trying to wear down this Australia defense, which is holding very firm at the moment. Now Bertino taking his time here. Going for a kick over the top. It's a bit deep. There will be contested. But he uses it behind as Reece Hodge. Sinti's got onto it, and he's been brought down by Nick White. Almost looked like a bit of a high tackle, but Argentina suddenly in the 22. They go to Chukabaras, who's by himself. Very, very isolated. Very nice carry from him. Tupo's all over that. And that is the penalty for Tupo. And that's an example of a very contestable kick. We've seen that from the Springboks there, where it can be an attacking option, but it has to be chased very, very well. Well, that's much better from Argentina. A big hit on Reece Hodge. The ball coming back, and Chukabaras is there. Sorry, Sinti there. He's been everywhere in the second half here. Very nice challenge in the air there by Buffeli. He takes out Reece Hodge. All right, so big decision here. What do Argentina do? They go for the corner. There's no point in really taking the 3 points. So what are they going to do? You have to make a big call. They have gone for the corner. I think. No, they actually haven't made a decision yet. Right, what are we doing here, chaps? What are we doing here? I need to fix my clock because we're... Yeah, they will kick to the corner. Try to set up a rolling more here. First things first. Julian Montoya saw throwing. It wasn't the best in the first half. Lost a couple of line-outs. It was a bit scrappy. Esquiva says, why not Australia 2022 Argentina? Sash is going to put some money on the Pumas. Decent line win. Here comes the rolling more. Can they get it going? So far, it's pretty well set from Australia and now driving them backwards. It's pretty lateral at the moment. There we go. Now it's burst off. This should be a try. Go for the ball. Montoya's over. Oshino over. They hit back. There we go. That's better. That's better. And Liotta has to have some words. He's been in there quite a lot at the moment, this and I wouldn't be surprised if we see the ref taking a bit of action here. So Oshino over. Montoya's the man who's got the try. Why is Australian commentary so biased? Oh, they're the worst, aren't they? They really are. It's a really good maul here, though. It was originally going quite far to the right. They stayed patient, then it burst down the left, and then once they did there was no stopping them. That's a brilliant maul from Argentina. Well, that's a good way to start the half. That's a good way to start the half. Now Montoya talking to his troops. I think probably just saying that we need to calm down, hit our straps. We can do this. The big kick here coming here from Bafeli, right up against the touchline. So if he nails this, he'll take them within a converted try away from leveling the points. It's about 5 meters inside. Starts on the right. Oh, it hits the post and comes back. Almost a great effort from Bafeli, but the score made it 17-8, but that's a very nice try from Argentina. On the back of some very good phase play. They had nice possession, looked a lot better going forward there at Argentina. So that's a nice way to start the second half. Another try, and suddenly it's game on. Going quite deep from the kickoff. Keeping the ball in hand, Argentina. And Amana taking it to ground. Now Bertino goes back to Carreras, who's in the pocket. Can't kick it out, so he has to go quite deep towards the right-hand side. Reese Hodge has got it. Puts the ball high in the air. This will be a big tester. I think it's Carreras who's there. That's a very, very nice take out the air from the fly half. Now Montoya gets it away to Lavanini. Bertino back to Carreras. Sorry, it's Malia in the pocket. He picks out Corabetti. Corabetti getting up to steam here. Gets past 10 meters now. Quick ball from Nick White. Ball back to Quay Cooper. Oh, and Michael Hooper is smashed in the tackle. That was very telegraphed. I think it's Marcus Kramer alongside somebody else who's absolutely creamed Michael Hooper. Nick White going himself now, going to Liotta. Solid tackle on him. Inside ball to Tupo. Bertrano can't make the tackle. He's still going as Tupo. Oh, the pass is not going to hand. Montoya's there to clean up. Knock on advantage here for Argentina up to their 22 on the right-hand side. Knock on advantage over as Argentina pumped that down the middle of the park. Reese Hodge is there to clean up. Oh, that's a good kick. Trying to find that loose 22, but it's well covered by Malia, who now returns the favor. Going down the middle of the park. Corey Betty's having to retreat. Taking a while there. Goes inside to Kellaway. Kellaway trying to find a decent touch finder. Decent touch finder from him. He finds touch inside Argentina half. It's almost in the 10 meter. Ouch, but hey, a try. Imagine KFC sponsored you. What's difficult to get a sponsor? I think it's because a lot of South African brands don't see the value in YouTube advertising. I mean, we could have put them in front of 70,000 people this morning. I think we've had about 70,000 views on that watchalong, but people don't really see the value yet, unfortunately. So hopefully we'll be able to land some sponsors. I don't even want KFC on anything, but yeah, we'll work on it. We're working on it. Actually, even if KFC sponsor, it's not like they're going to give us money. My school was sponsored by KFC. They only gave us bags on the post for the post. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, but I mean, that's more sort of feasible when it comes to schools and stuff. But very nice rolling more here from Argentina. Montoya has still got the ball at the back, and Bertino now takes it up and puts it high. Chasing hard, Argentina. Corey Betty can't gather, and Marcus Kramer's gathered back. Knock-on advantage as well. Bertoneau. Michael Hooper's floated up off the line. It's a nice carry there from Carrera's. Quick ball from Bertoneau as well. Gets to Malia. Goes to Sinti. He's been very good on the attack. Sinti almost taking a half gap. Wrapped up by Carrera down the left-hand side of the park. Penalty advantage for a high tackle. Carrera's inside ball. Big hit on Pablo Matera. Now going towards the blind side. No, Bertoneau's size note. We go to the right. Medrano with a decent carry there. Michael Hooper trying to pull for it. Out towards Carreras. Carreras will dink over the top. With the penalty advantage, they'll go back for the penalty as Corey Betty gets thrown to the ground. Calm down, commentators. It wasn't that deep. Marcus Kramer has just thrown Corey Betty to the ground. They're going to have a look. I don't think there's anything in this, man. Come on. He's going to have a look at this. That does not look like a attempt to wrap. No, man, it's not that deep. Well, if Kramer receives the penalty, that's really stupid by him. Ugh, that's so soft. I mean, it's pretty sure by Marcus Kramer, but I think that's so soft. I think that's soft, to be honest. But hey, what do I know? What do I know? So Marcus Kramer conceding a penalty in a really good position for, I mean, a no-arms tackle is the call. It's more of a push, to be honest. Of course, the commentators reckon that he could have died. So agreeing with that shot, I don't think there's much in that. But yeah, it's stupid about Kramer, though. There's no need to do that. And you can see why Ledesma's pretty pissed off because there's just why? Why? You've got the penalty advantage. Why do you feel the need to do that? But Marcus Kramer has always been a bit of a dirty player. He's always had that side to him. It's just so unnecessary. Right with the side line win there. Australia now up at the halfway line inside Argentina territory. This could have been Argentina going for 3 points, getting themselves within a try scorer's distance. They do use it. They go to Karevi in the midfield, who goes to Ikatar. It's a big hit on Ikatar from Sugabaris, but he shrugs it off. He's still going. It's still going as Ikatar. He shrugged off 2 or 3 tackles now. Marcus Kramer eventually now shoving him back. White going to Craig Cooper. Oh, it's not a great pass, but on the bounce there for Kellaway. Stats inside. Is eventually wrapped up is Kellaway. Up to the 10-meter on the right-hand side of the park now, Australia. Pick up and go. Pick up and go again from Corey Betty by Bertoneau. Bringing him down. Nick White now deciding to go inside ball there. Valentini is a nice throw. He had Roddy on the outside, but it didn't look for the offload. It's a penalty to Argentina. I think stealing off is what the penalty was for. Okay, so Argentina now inside on the halfway line there. Bertoneau inside ball to Boffelli. Almost a planned move. They're getting past the 10-meter line. Nicely worked that. Quick ball there. Strong carry from Navellini. Gajena now. Solid carry from him. Bertino continue going down the short side. Carreras is wrapped up. Corbetti's trying to go for it on the ball. Not rolling as the core there, so it's a penalty advantage for Argentina, so they can do whatever they want here. Free roll of the dice. Kramer goes out back. Oh, and he knocks it on. That's pretty poor from Chukabaris. It's a much better performance than Argentina so far in the first 11 minutes of the second half. Now have a chance to kick towards the corner. Another try will pull them within 2 points of the lead. Kevin says, I agree. Aussie Australia commentary is the worst. Yeah, they're not great, are they? It's just, it's very biased. It's very biased. But anyway, it is what it is. Can't believe how many subscribers we've got in the last couple of days. I mean, we're pushing 7,744. Can we get to 8,000 by the end of the month, maybe? So somebody said earlier this year that he reckons we might hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And I said that I'd be very surprised if we were to do that. But never say never, I suppose. We've got, 3 months to find 2,300 subscribers, which is not unheard of, I suppose. They're taking the points here, Argentina. If Boffelli nails this, they'll go within 6 points. Not the worst idea. Still a lot of rugby to play. That's a very nice looking kick. Oh, it's going on to the left. He's missed it. It looked like it was going to be good, and then just off to the left there. So that's points gone to big, and that's very frustrating from Boffelli. He just keeps putting it to the left as Boffelli, so he needs to start like another couple of meters towards the right and hope to pull it in. But I think Argentina now will probably start going for the maximum, and I think they've got a bit of momentum here. Is that Matera that's kicked in chase there? Nick White, it's a very good break from Nick White. Almost broke through. Julio Montoya there. Back in the pocket is Cooper, who kicks it quite flat down the middle of the park. Carreras there to clean up. Kicking towards the left-hand side of the park, straight down the throat of Reese Hodge. Reese Hodge will turn the favour. He lifts that high. It's contestable, but it's a very nice kick once again. That's Boffelli this time. Penalty advantage for Argentina. It's well played by them. Bertrand. Ooh, Boffelli with the offload there as well. Trying to get the offload on the ground. They've got a substitution. Number 19's on for Argentina. Oh, if they can get the numbers there, it would have been on. And now Argentina going driven backwards will go back for the penalty. It's good from Argentina though. They're looking a lot better this half. They've pitched up. Excuses. I remember when 2 cents only had 100 subscribers. Now he has over 40k. Yeah, he's grown very, very quickly. It's been very impressive. Mark G. and Lee say Aussie commentary giving cauliflower ears. I love that. Well, where's this Argentina been, hey? Where's this Argentina been the entire game? Yes, they're still quite a few points behind. 9 to be exact. But staying in the contest, nice and physical, bit of flair. The backline's playing pretty well. It's a nice take out the air from Boffelli. He hasn't kicked particularly well. But I've been very impressed with Carreras. Operating quite nicely at fly half today. All right, up to the halfway line. Not the best touch finder. And Montoya needs to find his jumper. Gone through the middle. Another penalty advantage. This is exactly what Argentina need. Bertino goes down the blind side. Kick ahead for Boffelli. Boffelli kicked that ahead again. It's probably a little bit too infield there towards Reese Hodge. We'll go back for the penalty there. So, once again, Argentina can just keep moving down the park, keep winning the penalties, keep getting close to the try line. Penalty is for joining them all incorrectly. That's so stupid by Matt Phillip. I think if Ophelia managed to kick that a bit straighter, it could have been him. But unfortunately, the kick's skewing straight towards Reece Hodge. They tried to sort of grab it in behind, and it's always backing with pace. Now Reece Hodge down. This is not good to see. Obviously, we've already lost Banks to injury last weekend, so they wouldn't want to see Reece Hodge going down. But you've got James O'Connor who's walking up and down the sideline, so that's not a bad replacement to have, eh? Just looks so different these days, James O'Connor. I mean, we remember how he just burst into the scene as a teenager. It was so good. Oh my living! Marcus Kramer's done it again. Marcus Kramer might have conceded another penalty after they've won a penalty by moving his feet. Well, I'm not sure I agree with this, to be honest. Well done, Marcus Kramer. You've given away another penalty and a yellow card. Although I think that's a bit harsh, to be honest. I think that he gets wrong-footed and in going for it, sort of lifts up his leg there. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think he sits there going, I'm going to blooming kick Reece Hodge. So I think that's a bit harsh, to be honest. Of course, once again, the commentators are completely in agreement, and I don't know, it's a bit of a weird one, that one. Esquiva says maybe Desma's given them some discipline actually playing a rugby. If only the boss could do the same to Pod and actually give him stick. Well, I think he needs to be dropped and he needs to be told, listen, you have to either shape up or ship off. Kevin said, I think Stormers are struggling with opening game, afraid that in for a hiding. Well, we'll see after that. Dylan will be live at 2 o'clock for that game. Oh, they're starting the line out. That's a very nice line out steal there. James Slipper's off for Angus Bell in the meantime. That's enough to you especially after Argentina had a penalty. And they've lost it forward through Battle of Matera. Now Kellaway under a bit of pressure. Sees a bit of space, so he's run straight through. It goes Kellaway. He's still going. It's Kellaway. Carreras is coming across. He makes the tackle. But he's up to the halfway line. It's a really good. We've got Tate McDermott, so expect a lot of pace into the game. Matt Phillip now over that. Going on the blind side. They've got numbers. Ikatau to Reece Hodge. Getting to the 10-meter. Tate McDermott leaves the ball behind, but it's knocked backwards. Angus Bell, first involvement for him. Solid carry there. Then Tate McDermott goes to James. Is that James O'Connor? Yeah, you've got to look. James O'Connor's on the park. He's back. McDermott sniping, wrapped up. O'Connor once again, flat pass to Fainga down the blind side. Fainga by himself. Bafeli makes the tackle, but Australia almost up to the 5-meter line. Tate McDermott, inside ball to Valentini. Corey Betty, a little bit of interchange between Corey Betty and McDermott, but Corey Betty is wrapped up. Pick up and go for Michael Hooper. It's a little bit isolated. Pick up and go there from, I think that's Corey Betty's gone there. Within 5 meters now, Australia. Pick up and go from Tupou. And Materas sees the penalty there, putting his hands in the ruck. Valentini plays it out wide. They've got numbers. Karebi's going himself. Oh, and the ball doesn't go to the hand. We'll go back for the penalty. I wonder if this could be a yellow card, Slowing the ball down at the breakdown against Matera. Yeah, I see Collins is calling for another yellow card, inevitably. Inevitably. Look, I said it might have been a yellow card, but I think it's. I don't think it's that cynical. Look, I think that they sort of lost a bit of support. So I think it was always going to be slow ball. I don't think it was life changing. And first offense in the danger area there. James O'Connor's gonna have his first shot at goal. And my clock's been off for a while, so we are up to 59 minutes. I think it's the right call you have, Michael Hooper, because the Argentina have been looking good and they've been getting back into the game. So just take 3 points, go up to 20 points to 8, make sure they have to try and score 2 tries, just get further ahead. Right, O'Connor, no issue there. So Australia open up a 12-point lead against a 14-man Argentina side. Marcus Kramer, the man in the bin. Session says, Sanzo, we only enforce the rules when our money makers are being infringed on. I'm not going to go into that, but Kevin said, I'm thinking, what if Pollard got over after the first try? Yeah, we would have drawn the game at the end of the day, and they might have not gone for the points in that 77th minute. They might have gone for the line and gone for the try, which you might have defended. So a lot of ifs and buts. But yeah, I'm just bored of leaving points out every single time we play. We can't. Corey Betty underneath that. It's very nice to take him there. Under a bit of pressure there. Changing the front row for Argentina. Tate McDermott now shaping up for the box kick. Oh, it's a big chase. Corey Betty almost missing up, but Argentina do manage to win it back, but knocking it on in the process. He says, come on, Argentina, get those 40 points so I can get that perfect prediction. I wonder what the odds are looking like for the games later. I wonder if last night swayed anything. Yesterday, Sharks and Bulls were both 16-1 to beat Leinster, Munster and Leinster respectively. And they've dropped quite a lot since then. I'm being offered an 18 Rand cash out for my bet for Bulls to win. And shock and horror, I'm being offered a 17 Rand cash out to say both of them to win. I put money on the Sharks and Bulls to both win at 256 odds to 1. It won't happen, but it's just the odds were too good not to take that, Now, a penalty for Argentina once again. So, staying in the fight for Argentina. They just need to score a try, and they can see a 10 meters from Australia have as well. So, Berthano get up towards the 10 22, kick it to the corner. If they could score a try whilst they've got a man in the bin, that's a very nice result. You see, the odds have dropped quite a lot. Bulls are now only 7.6 to 1 to win, and Sharks 8. So, Bulls' odds have halved since yesterday. In fact, both odds have halved since yesterday. Desmond enjoying that penalty. Not a good weekend for SA fans. Yeah, and we've seen Australia win. We've really lost. Hopefully, Stormers and Bulls and Sharks can try and do something this afternoon. They go to the front of the line. It almost looks like he pushed quite early. I think they've got a penalty advantage. They're doing that a lot against the box. Very lateral is this more. Montoya controlling things at the back. No penalty advantage. They'll go back for the penalty. That's one, Mr. Ref. Let's just see if all the clubs teams win. That'll be massive. They all win. I don't see them all winning. At least the Bulls. In terms of my bets, I need at least the Bulls to win. Looks a bit better from Wallabies. They really disrupted this more. There's hands all over Montoya, but I think it's legally so. Now they just need to go down with it and they'll turn this ball over. Australia, that's very good maul defense from them. Yeah, but they have turned it over. No, I'm sorry, Australian commentators, why is it Montoya? What's hard about saying Julia Montoya? It's not hard, people. That's a big opportunity missed from Argentina. Do you think the Southern Hemisphere move for our franchise was a good idea? Very, very good idea. More money, different conditions, much more favorable traveling. It's easier to watch time-wise. I think they are so. I mean, what are the negatives? You don't get to play against New Zealand sides. I don't care. I don't care. At the end of the day, once you start playing for Champions Cup and Challenge Cup, if you're playing against Toulouse and you're playing against Harlequins and stuff like that, you're playing against some of the best players in the world. Quay Cooper, where does he play? He doesn't play in Australia. Does James can't play in Australia? No. Bowden Barrett's going on sabbatical to Japan. So it's not like you're necessarily always playing like the entire All Black side if you are playing against New Zealand side. So I think it's a very good move to go back up, to go north. Honey now says, after the All Blacks game, what then from SA Rugby? Are we going to play England directly or Ireland or no? We're going into quarantine in France, in fact, in end of the month. And then we play Scotland, Wales, and England. Very keen for that Scotland game. Scotland play nice rugby. Wales, obviously, Six Nation champions at the moment, and then England are always a big rivalry. I think it goes Wales, Scotland, and then England last. That's a huge scrum from Australia. McDermott takes and uses it. Creevy is the bashing ball that he's been for Australia for a long, long time. And now back in the pocket is Super Rugby. And James O'Connor will get them out of trouble. That's not the best kick. Actually, no, never mind. I thought it went out quite early. That's actually a very good kick up to the 10-meter line from James O'Connor. Kevin says Super Rugby had its moments, but nice to have move. Yeah, I just think it's a bit of... I'm very excited. Watching that Ulster versus Glasgow game last night, I really enjoyed that. Apparently, Cardiff was decent as well. We're going to see Leinster tonight. We're going to see Munster. I think it's going to be nice. I think it's going to be a good change. Now, Australia from the early more there. McDermott giving it off to James O'Connor. He snipes himself, get past the 10-meter line. Ooh, that's not a good pass. Very good take by Isaac Rodder. And then Madrano has fallen into him off the ground, so you can see the penalty. Yeah, this discipline for Argentina is going to be the big thing, isn't it? They actually won 2 penalties and then had them turn over because of Marcus Kramer. So they look at him and say, "Mate, do you not like us or something?" Well, I assume he's got decent. There we go. So Oviedo's on for Marcus Kramer, as you can imagine. Not going to back him after that. Is United winning yet? By the way, I'm flipping. I'm missing bloody Manchester United for you guys. You guys owe me. I tell you what. I'm going to jump on that straight away. 12 minutes gone. No score line at the moment. I'm going to head over there as soon as this game is done. Right, Tanea Tupou is off. Another solid outing for him. He's a very good player, Tupou. Still not a full stadium. Much better attendance than last week. But how can you not fill a stadium for these 2 games? I mean, if you said, right, chaps, Ellis Park, 65,000 seats, we've got New Zealand versus Africa, followed by Australia versus Argentina, you'd pack it. You'd pack it out. Very, very poor. I know it's their third sport and stuff like that, but come now, people, surely. And they're playing well. So how can you not? And this is a very good attacking player from Australia. Go to the 5-meter off the back of the line. McDermott go himself. But I mean, you've got a team that's winning and you still can't pack the stadium. Michael Hooper, it's a big tackle on him. Still on the 5-meter. Take McDermott going to Ikitau directly. James O'Connor was wrapping around, but Ikitau decided to go himself. Now back to O'Connor. Goes to Karevi. High tackle there. Penalty advantage now. Angus Bell. Big leg drive from him. Hooper. Bit of a quiet game for Michael Hooper today in comparison to his very high standards. Now James O'Connor. Oh, there's so many players out wide. They go straight to Ikitau. Samu can't get away. He's wrapped up. There's still a penalty advantage. They go into their 10th phase of the attack. Darcy Swain. Argentina defense is holding up. Now Angus Bell. That's a huge hit on Angus Bell. Goodness me. Still available for McDermott. He goes to James O'Connor. Goes himself. 12 phases. McDermott going himself as well. 13 phases. Bell, it's a solid carry by him. Getting close, quite close. Hooper pick up and going. Almost up there. Take McDermott. Valentini's got Game O'Connor. Inside ball and Kellaway over. Too easy. Far too easy. After the defense held very, very well. The inside ball there from James O'Connor comes on. Little try assist. Kellaway's the man that gets the try. Game, set, and match. 25 points to 8. Yeah, they've been good today, Australia. I mean, Argentina had that period. I think you look back and you think that Marcus Kramer really did let them down. To have had those 2 penalties overturned because of ill discipline is criminal. It is criminal. So it must be very frustrating to be in that situation. And you see, just James O'Connor attacking line, inside board to Kellaway. And Lavanini just couldn't get across to be able to make the big hit that he had to make to try and keep him up. Kevin says, hopefully CR can keep up scoring, see him score every game. Yeah, the URC has been very nice, and so there have been points in every game and very nice attacking rugby. So hopefully, long may that can continue. As you move into the last 10 minutes of this game. Yeah, I mean, we saw patches of Argentina. I just think that this Argentina side is dead on their feet. I think that they've had to do a lot of traveling. I think that they've had to go over and play in South Africa, and I'll play in Australia, and never really complained about. Well, they mentioned it, but no one really gives them enough credit for the fact that they do put all the sacrifice and they do just do whatever they're kind of told. As James O'Connor adds the extra 2, go 22 points to 8 up. But I think we'll see Argentina back. I've seen signs from Argentina, and I think that Argentina, with a full season of rugby behind them and some decent time together, they'll be able to do a much better job than what we've seen so far this tournament. All right, so a bit of a statu stream here. Some montage shorts happened from the kickoff. It looks like Australia's got possession. Inside ball. Ikatas bursts through. He's got support. Kellaway. Has Kellaway got the pace? He's got the pace. Carrera comes across. It's a big tackle. He's picked up and gone again. He's almost up to the try line is Kellaway. They're right up against the try line again. Australia parked on the try line. Bell now carrying up. They're hungry for more. They're not going away. Rodder wrapped up. They've got numbers to the left if they want to use it. McDermott digs, gives it to O'Connor. O'Connor going himself. Well, it's almost like nobody wants to tackle him. He's eventually brought down. McDermott goes himself and he pops the pass over straight into the hands of Malia. So it's turnover ball for Argentina. McDermott, a bit of trial and fear. I don't know what he was trying to do. They're trying to be a bit too clever. Now Argentina trying to run it out. They've turned the ball over. Bertrand will go back to Carreras in the pocket, I'm sure. Now he'll go himself, and he'll find touch just probably by the 22. It's not the best touch find, not out the woods yet, but that's a brilliant break from Ikatar. So it's pretty telegraphed, and he just burst down the middle there. Right, so Australia on the 22 with another line out. Will they be able to score another try? Time was off, so time is on, so I'm a little bit behind. Where are we? 72-44. Argentina have turned that ball over once again. Buffetti going up towards the left. Ezequiel says, I just won a rugby competition in the Americas. Well, I don't know why. Penalty against Argentina for Australia there. Karevi having a go at Bertrand. I don't know what the issue is there. They have a bit of a shove at him. I don't know why, with Major League Rugby sort of being on the up, they aren't getting Argentina teams involved there. It just makes sense to me. Same time zone. Decent money there. This is not a good game compared to All Blacks box game. This game should have been first, not second. Yeah, I was a bit annoying that sort of the big 100 test was the second game of the game. Bit of a messy lineup there. So Argentina winning it. And Chikabara is trying to run things out. I mean, it's just sort of, can they get a consolation try, I suppose, is the big thing. But they've got a long way to go. They want to, because they're well back in the 22 Argentina. Bertrand going back to the replacement over there. That is Miotti. Now counter-attack coming here. Oh, he's going through. He's going through. They're keeping alive, Australia. Decent run by Jordan Pettier. Now James O'Connor spreading out to Karevi. He's going to Corabetti. Got Valentini outside him as well. Goes himself. McDermott inside to Rodder. Gives it to Angus Bell. It's a bit stationary start, but he picks up and goes. Oh, they now burst through for O'Connor. Big tackle. Carreras has tackled really well today, actually. They go out wide. Still going forward, Australia. Looking for another try. 5 minutes left on the clock. Bonus point try if they can score it. Michael Hooper goes through into the last 5 minutes. James O'Connor inside ball, almost going to hand to Corabetti. Knock on for Argentina. Now, if they go left, they've got a bit of space here. Running nice and straight. Bertrand giving it to Boffelli. He's under a lot of pressure here. They do manage to hold it though. Argentina's almost up to that 10-meter line. Miotti gets the ball out there. They can't really kick it, can Argentina? They kind of need to keep the ball in hand here. Miotti bringing in as the big props. Bertrand, right. Going back to Miotti. It's a bit of a poor pass to Carreras, who's having to clean up. It goes to Sinti. He's been very good on the attack today. Worked very hard. Bertrand goes to Pablo Matera. Big tackle on him from Valentini. Penalty advantage here for Argentina as the ball is offered up to Bertrand. Nice little take there by Chugabara's inside ball from Sinti. They just look dead in their feet. Oh, that's a very nice hands. Can he get the ball away? Yeah, it almost goes again. There's still penalty advantage up to the 10-meter line here, Argentina. Then you go left. They've got numbers. They've got numbers. Lavanini. And the ball goes forward. They will go back for the penalty. Right, so late chance here for Argentina. Yeah, you can see Michael Hooper coming across, making that tackle. He's been everywhere tonight, Michael Hooper. Maybe not as big, sort of as noticeable in terms of big carries and big tackles, but yeah, another solid outing for him. Okay, cheers, Stephen. What a great day morning with rugby. Pre-boxed and sneak it next time. Yeah, next time. Hopefully I'll see you guys all later for Leinster versus Bulls. But please, we've got a debutant in the studio, and Dylan will be taking us through the Stormers versus Benetton game later. So we'll make sure you go and keep him company. It should be a really, really good game. Really looking forward to it. So yeah, I mean, we've got 3 minutes left here. Hopefully this doesn't run over too much, and then I'm going to end it quite quickly so I can hand over to Dylan, and it'll then go live for Benetton versus Stormers. Duvan Alka captaining his Italian side against old side, but Argentina on a bit of a break here. Up to the 22 meters. So not going to die wondering here, Argentina. I want to try and score one last try. Oh, inside ball. Oh, if it went to hand, it would have been interesting. Inside ball from Yatis to Carreras. And knocking it on, it was Carreras. Pity, because if he had managed to get that, I think he was away. I mean, that's so harsh. So the ball doesn't go to hand, and the commentator's comment is not a natural ball player, more of a goal kicker. It was the right ball. Carreras just couldn't hold on. If he managed to hold on, he was through in a gap. Nah, come on, man. Commentators, let's be fair here. No need to be rude. America is not real. They pay us for playing in the States. Yeah, as I said, I think Major League Rugby could be an interesting avenue for Argentina. See, also Uruguayan sides. You need to get Uruguay back and playing some decent rugby. It'd be nice to have more sides that are competing. So another scrum here. Time is back on. Okay, mate. Come now. We got another game to get through. So can we please finish this game now? We can't be taking 2 hours for this game to finish. Dylan's waiting very patiently to take over. And Nelson says, man, Australia think they are so big and the best team in the world. Really frustrating. And he's gone down there. It should be. Oh, that's the wrong penalty. That's the wrong penalty. Australia number 18 had his elbow on the ground first. I think that should be a penalty against Robertson, personally. I'm not sure I agree with that call. Right, so Australia's still going to go for the bonus point try. James O'Connor's going to kick this deep into the last minute of the game. I mean, yeah, Australians preaching how he's doing his job. I think he conceded the penalty. I think his elbow was on the ground first. But can't say I'm a scrum specialist, so I'd be lying if I told you I was coming from good authority. But anyway, line to go in there. 10 seconds left, so this will probably be the last play of the game unless there was a penalty. Pretty decent more defense there from Australia. I mean, from Argentina, who've come through and they've got their hands on the ball. This will probably be turnover ball, and that should probably be the end of the game. Well, no bonus point there for Australia, but what a performance, 27 points to 8. They blow Argentina out the water in the first game. Thank you very much for hanging out with me. I'm going to hand over straight over to Dylan. We're going to move towards this link will take you straight to Benetton versus Stormers. That kickoff is in 3 minutes. Smash the like on the way out. Do subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.